My name is Reem Filbi. I'm the granddaughter of Abdullah Filbi. And for the past 8 days, I've been following the footsteps of my grandfather during his 1917 journey from Al-Aghyar to Jeddah, along with some parts that we're covering in the Heart of Arabia expedition from his later trips across Arabia. We are now in the empty quarter, and it's a beautiful starry night, really nice breeze, and we're sitting by the campfire, just like how we have been wrapping up every day of our journey so far. I'm really enjoying my morning walks with Mark. We start just before sunrise, and we walk and talk, and he's very generous with his knowledge, and I've learned so much about my grandfather and about the desert during these walks. And then in the evenings we sit around the campfire with the rest of the team, and we enjoy nice conversation, and it's been just great. There were a few stops during this journey that had a different feeling, especially for me. One of them would be Al-Ahsa. Al-Ahsa was a really nice stop. The people, the locals that we met there were just really nice and generous, and spoke very highly about my grandfather, and were very interested to learn more about our expedition, and they really overwhelmed us with their generosity. We had a stop at the Ibrahim Palace there, and that was one of the very first moments that I felt a deep connection to my grandfather, as I was standing at almost exactly the same spot that he stood at when he took the famous photo of the Ibrahim Palace. And just being there and sensing his presence was truly, truly special. And it was definitely one of the first moments that I felt his presence and the deep connection to him. Another very special moment was when Mark and I reached this specific spot where the famous photo of people praying next to a tree was taken. So as we reached there, we were just looking around. We saw the tree, and we looked at the rock formations behind it, and we could clearly see that it was exactly the same spot that appeared in the black and white photo that we had, which my grandfather took. And again, there was something very special about being in an exact spot where he was. Just being in the desert that he crossed is special enough, but to know that there are exact spots where he was and where he stood and took some photos just has a different feeling to it. So the least I could do there was just to perform a prayer and remember him. So overall, the journey has been wonderful. I find myself many times looking around this vast space, and I just ask Mark, where do you think Philby came from when he reached this spot? And many a times he would say, probably the same direction that where we came from. And I can just imagine him sitting, writing down in his journal, or just resting a bit with his companions and camels under any shade they find, just like what we do when it's midday and the sun is, when the heat picks up, and we just try to find any shade that will protect us from the sun, and just rest for a bit there before we move on with our journey. So it's been great, and I'm really looking forward to the remaining days. And now I'll be back to enjoy this beautiful starry night before it's bedtime.